Hey everybody, what's up? I'm DJ Sixsmith. Welcome to Sit Down. Pia Mechler here with us. Devils on the CW coming on Wednesday night. Pia, how are you?
I'm very well. How about you?
I'm pretty good. And it's a weird year. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and there's a crazy plot line in your story, Devils on CW. So I'm pretty excited to see that. I'm sure you're pretty excited for people in America to see as well. So what can people expect?
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's a crazy show that was hugely successful in Europe. So I'm very happy that it's finally coming to America. We have been living for such a long time, so it's great for me to have it here as well. You know, friends have been asking me about it, so finally I can share it with them. And yeah, so Devils is about a basically a financial conspiracy theory, not an actual financial conspiracy that is found out by a group of traders, a British branch of an American investment bank. And I'm one of these traders. I'm the only female trader in that group. Yeah, so the CEO of the bank is played by Patrick Dempsey, and his sort of whiz kid protege is played by Alessandro Borgi, and his sort of little group of traders that he is very loyal to, that includes my character, Eleanor Berg. So, and yeah, like I said, they find out about a huge, that is all happening within the time of the financial crisis between 2008 and 11. So there's a lot of real life events that, okay, sorry. There are a lot of real life events that take place and that are sort of the backdrop of this whole story.
What was most fascinating to you about playing a trader, and especially, like you said, being the only woman a part of that group, which so often happens in the financial world even today?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the most interesting thing for me, that it was sort of a character that you don't get offered that often because it's a female trader in a very highly male-dominated world. So obviously that is hugely interesting. And so I had no idea about the financial world or that lingo to start with, but which was more interesting to me was actually the psychology of these characters, you know, because I was wondering what is driving these people, because at a certain level, they've made so much money. It's not about, you know, like buying the next Ferrari. it's like they could retire tomorrow. So why do they continue playing this game? And that's exactly what it is. It becomes a game to them, right? They're just there to be in a position of power, to abuse their power at times, and to gamble with like insane sums of money, which are in the end of the day someone's livelihood. So I was so intrigued what is driving a person like that, because they're not bad people per se, you know, they're not just money greedy people. It's they're just like big egomaniacs, I think, at some point, you know. I guess like at any profession or a certain professions, if you reach a certain level, you have to have that ambition, that driving force, and that comes with like certain characteristics. So that was very interesting for me.
I think you hit on a lot of different things there. In addition to the psychological factor, just the fact that this is recent history that we're talking about too, and that the economy is still in a place where people in that 1% are still doing great, and a lot of people aren't doing so well. So what were some of the things, besides the mentality, what else kind of piqued your interest in terms of just the whole financial game here?
So, I mean, for me, it was like, it was interesting because we're playing with Devils, we're playing sort of with real life events, right? So it starts with the housing crisis, and then it ends sort of like a couple of European countries spiraling down, and you know, the EU sort of is in a situation of peril where we don't know will it survive or not. So obviously, being European, you know, I remember that time. I remember this whole hardship. A lot of like, you know, a lot of my friends are Greek, so we're also including like real life footage from, for example, the protests in Greece. So to sort of go behind the scenes and understand that a lot of it was actually men, or all of it was man-made, is you know, just very interesting also for me as a normal person, not just as an actor, trying to understand like how is everything connected, how are like world politics connected with economy, and with like, you know, these single people deciding someone's fate or a country's fate. So that was that was just mind-blowing at times. And also when I read the script, it's actually, there are certain points where I was very intrigued because we mentioned Dominic Strauss-Kahn, we mentioned Gaddafi, and to like see all these connections that I wasn't aware of. And I was also, to be honest, I was sometimes a little bit afraid that we're gonna just put these claims out there. And it's all based on, research. Obviously, we have brilliant writers who are writing the show and who have immersed themselves within this world. But it was just really mind-blowing and eye-opening at the same time, because you understand how everything is interconnected, and it's slightly scary. Maybe as scary as what is happening right now.
Yeah, like how I think it all ties in. Yeah.
It's just a ripple effect, and like you're saying, like that 1% that is just continuing, like you see it right now. I mean, they continue their life as if nothing has happened, and especially when you see people in charge who are in power abusing their power and just playing their own egomaniac little game. That is what is so scary. And again, it's interesting to try to at least try to understand the psychology behind it a little bit.
That's why I think it's important to have a show like this. So when people check it out on Wednesday night, what are a couple big things you want them to take away? We've hit on a few things, but people are watching with their families. What are a few things you want them to be talking about as the show goes on?
I think what is so great about the show, that it is describing this financial world, which is so foreign to most people. It starts with the lingo, as I mentioned earlier, and it goes on with like, how does everything work, right? What does it mean to short a stock or to go long? So I think you have to bear with that, and you'll quickly understand these terminologies as well. But at the same time, and that's what I think makes the show so great, it's also about individual stories. So these people who, they're at the end fictional characters, even though like the backdrop is real life events. So these their own personal stories, and there is a murder mystery, there is romance, and I think that is what can really get you into the show and also keep you going. So you have the best of both worlds in that sense, and I think that is super interesting, and I hope that will come across as well in the first episodes now.
Well, Pia, you've done some great work internationally in acting, directing, and music. I'm really excited for people in America to check this out. Really nice to meet you. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you down the road, all right?
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you so much.